Hello, and welcome to Cities Skylines 2. I want to try to make a better Hexagon City, and that's what I'm doing here today. Can I make a better Hexagon City? I don't know, because getting that 120-degree angle is so tough. I don't even know where to begin. Maybe if I start with this one being 30 degrees, and let's do 25 units. I don't know. We'll try 25 units rather, at 30 degrees. Now, is this ground flat? Maybe that's what I should do first, because no, it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off taking the land right here. We're going to flatten this out. We'll have a hill on the edge or whatever. There's a lot of trees on this map. I forget what map this is, but it is available on thunderstore.io. You can download this map. It's a mod. It's a custom map. I don't remember what it's called, though, unfortunately. But there's a bunch of cool maps on there, so just go try them all. Alright, that's flat. It's a cool map, though. Oh, I like how whenever you use the landscaping tool, it shows you the outline of the land, too, and all the contours. That's cool, actually. I really like that. There's a mountain. It's a couple mountains, or at least tall hills. Yeah, they're not even that tall. There are some hills. Alright, so we're gonna try. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get this to line up at 30 degrees there. That seems like a lot of work. Whatever, we'll try. Why would I do that? That's because now if I go... Actually, I don't know why I did that. It doesn't really help here in this situation. 25 units, 120 degrees, 25 units, 120 degrees. And the reason why I'm doing 25 units is just so that we can fit the big buildings. So that's 90 degrees, and that's 90 degrees. 43.51. Is it the same over here? 43.3? I don't know. I don't know how to make these more perfect. You'll see, we're starting with 4-lane roads this time. So there's that. And that's 50. Going directly across is 50. Is that 50? That's 50-ish. And then this would be 50 probably to there. Yeah, okay, so I think this is going to work. I just need to make sure that I'm going to the right part of the angle here. Well, now it doesn't want to snap there. So what if we do... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't get it to snap. If I start from there, that's 120 degrees. Okay. And it's 25.45. It's a little bit bigger. Is it a perfect hexagon? Probably not. Now what we could do then is measure if we did this, then what we should see is everything being 60 degrees, where it intersects right in the middle. Is that how a hexagon works? No, these would be 30 degrees. No, they'd be 60 degrees. 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 58 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees. So I don't know how that... Oh, this one's only 58 now. It depends on how far out I draw the line. If I go to there, it's 60 degrees. 60 degrees, 60 degrees, 60 degrees if I go to there. 60 degrees. Precision is not a feature of this game. I'm not going to leave triangles in there, because I think that's a cop-out. If you're making a city out of hexagons, and then you turn those hexagons into triangles, your city is made out of triangle. And you cannot change my opinion on that. Now, another thing that I want to do, which is going to require unlocking these higher tier roads, is maybe turn this into, like, hexagonabouts. So have them all going one way. That might actually be the superior method here. So I'm going to draw a couple more. I wonder if it makes more sense to do this. To draw it to there, and then to take this, and now call that a perfect angle. And then probably do the same thing here. This is going to get expensive because roads aren't free, but it does ensure that we get a beautiful, perfect angle coming out. In fact, I should do it on all sides here. Come out to 15, or 25 rather. Okay, this one's going to intersect with this road. That's fine. We'll measure that when it comes time to actually need it. And then this one here, I don't think we're going to be able to fit. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to turn on anarchy and build outside of the borders, just so I don't have to think about this one. Because it's right on the edge. Actually, I don't want to build that one there because my land isn't flat. So we're going to get rid of that for now. We'll remember to do that one later. Is the land flat everywhere else? Yes. Yes. Perfect. We're going to run out of land here. I might expand it a little bit to accommodate the hexagon. We're going to get rid of the interior spoke supports. Those can go. And then what's the best way to do these? If I connect these up like a trapezoid, that's not going to let me get to 60 perfectly, is it? No. Not unless I did this. Hang on. Will this work? If I come down here at a 90-degree angle, here's some math for you. Here's some math. At some point, this should snap to perfect 25. It doesn't. You know what? Let's get rid of this, and we'll just do it by eye again. We'll just do it by feeling. Let's get rid of this road in the middle, too, because it's making it hard to detect where the edge of the road is that I want to grab. And we might put structures inside the hexagons. They just won't be triangles. So that says 121, but if I do it this way, it says 120. There we go. That's probably good. That's probably okay. Now what we might have here is one side that's slightly too long. Because this was always the case when trying to build a Hexagon City, is you always end up with a little bit of a problem where things don't quite line up the way that they're supposed to, and then it just compounds. So we're going to do our best to make this look as seamless as possible, as perfect as possible. But no promises, because this can go wrong at any time. As anybody who was here for the original Hexagon City would probably know. Now, we're not going to go that way, because obviously we're going to run out of room, but we might just draw it through as far as it'll go. Let's turn off anarchy, stop cheating. And this one here, this we probably won't keep, because I think it goes down a slope as well. But I think that's okay. Then we're going to get rid of these janky triangles. You can tell that this is already not perfect because this is, the center here is not perfectly aligned. But we'll just pretend. We'll just pretend everything is fine. Because it's easier than actually trying to figure out a way to fix this, because this is actually a nightmare to try to fix. I've gone through so many different iterations of trying to start a new Hexagon City where I'm trying to figure out, is there a perfect mathematically sound way of doing this? In Cities Skylines too, and I don't think there is. I really don't think that you can get perfect 60-degree angles, and I'll show you why. It's because once you get out to a certain length, even where it says it's 90 degrees, if I wiggle it a little bit, see how I'm moving it ever so slightly? Actually, it's staying snapped there. Maybe if we go further, it's a better example. But once it snaps into a position, you can still wiggle it a little bit, and it still says 90 degrees or whatever the number is. Like even here, you can see that I'm wiggling it and the numbers aren't really changing. That 119 is always saying 119. Sure, the other one below it's changing. There's like secret decimal numbers. And if we could get that number accurate to even one decimal place, it would be great. But 2 would be probably perfect. 2 is a margin of error that I think that you can easily correct for. Like even right here, look at this. Look at how much wiggle I can get on the 120. Right, that's going to have to do. They're looking good so far. And you can see the little crisscross where I've demolished those trees in order to achieve mathematical precision here. So I think I'm going to get rid of this one, because I think this is on a slope. And I think I'm going to get rid of this one because I think it's also on a slope. Yeah, we're going to get rid of these, because the slope is going to just cause us all kinds of headaches. And I'm actually going to push the terrain into a cliff for now. And what I might do is actually push that cliff back if we need to, but I'm just going to push it out for now. So the hexagons, we're going to disrespect the terrain here a little bit, and we're going to conform the Earth to our shapes as opposed to conforming our shapes to the Earth. The Earth is just going to have to deal with it. We're going to finish a couple more hexagons. Maybe we'll push our way over here as well. And then we'll start setting up some of our city infrastructure. Our power, our water. For now, you can just watch me make roads. Don't know if that feels right to me. Does that feel better? Maybe. Maybe it does. The other issue here is that we're working with the 4-lane road, and depending on where it starts is also going to be a determining factor in a lot of these measurements, and I don't think I've been consistent already. That does go to 90 degrees. Okay, well, we'll take that. Oh, look at this. Actually, that's fine. I was going to say, look at how jank that is, but that's just because there's one of those little triangle joints is still there. Okay, we're going to try it there. You know, I think it looks fine. Is it going to be perfect? No, it will never be perfect, and that's the sad state of affairs here. Although we could just do this. Well, I was going to say, can I just draw these all the way through? No, see, it even has a little bit of wiggle here. I don't know. You're just going to take my word for it when I say that these things don't fit the way that they're supposed to, because it's hard to demonstrate. You have to feel it. You have to feel the mouse moving ever so slightly and watch the road move to fully understand what's going on here. If you've played this game before and you've tried to make precision geometric shapes, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Give us some precision geometric tools. Either the developers or modders. I really don't care who makes them. So again, we can't quite get that. Well, it says it's perfect 120, so I'll take it. And what I might end up doing is pushing the road, or the coastline up against where this hexagon ends. We'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll play this by ear. We'll make it up as we go. I think this method of drawing the cross lines is giving us a little bit more mathematical precision that we otherwise wouldn't have. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. Marginally better than nothing. Is that 90 degrees? Sure, it says it is. My goal here is to minimize the amount of drift and try to force as much geometric accuracy as I can, even though I know that it's an uphill battle here. That goes right to the coast, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push the coast out just a little bit here, and then we'll pull it back in for the road once the road's in, or eventually. You know what? Let's do it this way. We bring in the 90-degree road, and then we draw it, and we do the same thing here. I think this gives us way more mathematical precision. Again, better than nothing. Any tool is better than no tool. Can we take our guidelines? We can get rid of them. You can see all the guidelines where we've made them chopped into the trees. But now we've got some real nice hexagons coming into shape here. I'm just going to fill in the outlines of the remaining ones, the ones that we can't do in full. See, this one doesn't want to find the corner. There's no pixel where I can get both of those lines. Which tells me something's wrong. Oh, there we go. Okay, so since we had to draw this out like that, we'll just leave that there. I wish I could put a mark there, but I'm just going to say anywhere that the road just comes to an abrupt end isn't part of our hexagon here. So this one here, we know that this one can be. It's going to come to an abrupt end, isn't it? Because we can't get quite far enough. So we'll do that for now. And we'll try not to zone along there because we can't. But is there anywhere else that we can fit? Probably here. Although this might come up pretty close to the edge. Yeah, so we're gonna push this out as well. Turn off those guidelines, please. I'd like to get it exactly 25 units. Because at least having that level of mathematical precision is nice. And then how far can we get this one? Okay, for some reason that's elevated. Why is that? That should be leveled. Oh, maybe it's because the game's paused. That's right, sometimes you need to unpause it just for a moment for the game to realize the terrain's been changed. Okay, so that I like. That is going to be somewhere that we'll end up pushing the land back up against it. Down here as well, probably. Probably along all of this. We might push the land all the way in where we can. But we're gonna make the land conform to our futuristic geometrical shapes here. We're gonna geometrically terraform the world. And there ain't anything anybody can do about it. We don't even have any of our utilities set up. This whole city could come crumbling to the ground almost immediately as soon as we set everything up. We'll get rid of our guide roads. And yeah, we might do some interior work with these. This will eventually get fixed as well. The highway will probably do, I don't know, something that runs up and over. But the other thing that I wanted to get done is turn these into one-ways. That's going to have to wait because we don't have that unlocked yet. All right, let's unpause the game. So we know that the wind blows this way, which is, unfortunately, we're on a massive amount of groundwater. We probably won't be using that for anything, maybe for geothermal. But we're going to do that for now. We're going to set up a disgusting, filthy coal power plant. Although we do have a lot of wind here. We do have a lot of wind and we do have a lot of space for wind turbines. But it is also saying wind speed too low. We could put one here. That's going to give us 5. We can put one here. That's going to give us 5. Are these too loud? Oh, we're a tiny village already and we haven't even got a single person living here. I'm going to set up a few of these. And I'm going to put one here even though it says wind speed too low. And then I'm going to connect these underground. Now, did this create a connection here at Sheffield Street? It didn't. It just ran underneath it. That's fine, because I think they all route into one that connects up to the road at some point, don't they? They do now. Okay, that's power sorted. Water. And I unpause so I can see the direction that the water is flowing. So it's flowing... It starts here and it flows out into the ocean. Is that the way that works? It also comes in from here and flows out to the ocean. So we could do... Either way here, we have an option. What's this? Oh, it's Stonehenge. Cool. What's this? It's nothing. It's just wacky terrain. So I think whichever side we end up putting this on, we're going to be fine because the other side will be the poop side. So we're going to do that. We're going to put that one there, and then we're going to put this one over here. In fact, we're going to put this one as far up as it'll let us right there. Connect up that drain pipe. And then over here, this is going to need a road. Let me think, actually. I don't want that there. I want this where it's already up against a road. Good. One less thing to think about. Okay, power's coming in. We're going to want to sell our excess, so we're just going to... Sure, we'll just stick that right there. Why not? It immediately connects to that outside connection. And now, a landfill, of course, is going to be important. We'll take one of these. In fact, I'm immediately going to pick this up. I'm going to stick this over here. And I almost don't even care about that loose power connection over there. Leave it be for now. But I'm going to probably cram the landfill in here. It's right on the water's edge. That might be okay. And then I'm going to take this and just really quickly fill this in. Oh, and it's on that weird slope too. That's okay, we'll fix that someday. And then this doesn't need to be here, but we'll connect it anyway. Just a relic of the old times. And now we already have this mid-density demand before we've even gotten started here. So I'm going to put some on these, some low density there, some shopping there. And then I think we got rid of a lot of the industrial over here, so we'll just plug in a little bit more. And now we should be doing all right. I'm going to switch to the EU only after I've finished unlocking the stuff that NA unlocks. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to wait, and we're going to see what happens. Actually, that's not true. I've lied. I'm going to unlock... Never mind, I lied again. I'm not going to unlock anything. I am going to wait. I told you the truth initially. So the centers here we'll probably use for service buildings. For example, we can put something in like this. I almost want to make sure that it's 90 degrees coming out there, just because otherwise it's a little bit annoying. We'll leave a little bit of room. Maybe we'll even put in the expansions right away. I don't think we need that one yet. We're just going to leave it open like that. We might even put houses in there. Or stores. Oh, that's a nice little spot for commercial. Yeah, go to the medical clinic and then go shopping. Whatever these end up being. Wonderful. Here come the people. And so what we'll end up doing here, this will be a roundabout anyway. Oh, look, we're done. We've unlocked these. So this is where things are going to get crazy, because I'm going to turn these all into roundabouts. Is this wise? Who knows? And quite frankly, who cares? So as long as these are always going the same direction, we should be fine. So if we do this, right? And then, wait a minute. How do I do what I was going to do here? Maybe we can't do this. Maybe they do have to be two-way lanes. And you know what? Maybe the two ways are fine. You know what? Let's leave that one up as an option that we'll think about. But one of the things that we will need to do then is we do need to unlock this advanced road services so we can access our modded traffic light tools. And the important part here is to say, yeah, that. I didn't even have to save it. It just knew what I was trying to do. I wonder, always green right turns should make this flow like water. So if you're turning right, you can always go except for that guy for some reason. Okay, always green right turns sometimes. Oh, maybe it goes green for everybody at the same time, and then for left turns, it's on a different signal cycle. I don't know. Anyway, that moves the way that I want it to. Ah, yes, we're going to need a cemetery. Again, the more stuff that we can handle ourselves, probably the better. Let's back that right up against where housing would go. Oh, look at that, we've leveled up. Make as good use of our space as we have. And then I'm just going to run that straight across like this. Weird little intersection here. But this almost doesn't even need a traffic light, if I'm being honest. I don't see any reason for this to be a traffic light. And same with the one over here. I don't know if we have traffic lights there. Those don't need to be there. Just be careful. Just drive good. Alright, we're going to need to take one of these and put a school in. I'm going to use this one. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to use this one for our elementary school. And then I'm going to put the high school right across the street. And everybody's going to rejoice. The other thing that we can think about doing is pedestrian pathing. There's no reason to have to drive all the way around if you live over here. Can we squeeze through here? Because that would be ideal. If we could squeeze through there, that would have been perfect. I'm okay with losing that house. Do we need to get them over from this side too? Probably. I wonder if I can squeeze between these. No, we will lose a house here either way. Again, I'd rather lose... There's no way for me to just lose a small house, I don't think. That's fine. I'm okay with that. In fact, that feels pretty natural. It works out well, too. Runs right next to some of these buildings here. Get me out, please. Let me zoom out, please. Thank you. Almost there. So we'll think about how we can do designs like that as we go as well. But right now, I think we're keeping up with everything. We are losing quite a bit of money. Again, are we buying power off the grid? Is that why? No, not yet. Actually, we're actually exporting from our wind turbines here. But it looks like we have a bit of demand for some commercial structures. We'll stick some in here. I like using these little back roads for that. It just feels neat. And then maybe some small medium density there, just because that demand's going to flush away pretty quickly. And then again, creating more jobs out here. And eventually these waterfront ones will be demolished as we terraform the coastline to come up against our grids, as we futurify our coastlines and force them into a hexagonal shape. Won't that be delightful? Let's put a couple little convenience stores by the school. So when I went to school, we had a few places that we could go, like little corner stores, and you can go to the pizza place for lunch. Good stuff. Let's get some more pedestrian paths just so that the school is a little bit more accessible. It's not even connected to the road, so that's cool. Is that connected? So that makes it a little bit easier to walk to school. I might even grab it and just run it along the back of these houses here, and then we'll lose a house. Don't know if we need a crosswalk there. Maybe we... Does that only come on? Does that only turn red if somebody actually needs to cross? Because I'm okay with that. Yeah, he's going to sit and wait, and then the light's going to turn red. He gets to cross. So that only functions if somebody's trying to cross. It's a little bit close to this other intersection. Just a little bit annoying, but okay, that's fine. If we need to, we can get rid of that intersection and just say, can't cross here. Go cross at the other lights. In fact, I think I'm going to do that anyway. Go cross at the lights. Go away. Already, this feels like a much better planned out Hexagon City than the last one that we had. I don't know what I'm going to do about this weird Stonehenge thing that comes with this map. It's cool, but it's also just out there in the way and possibly in the way of progress. I don't know. Maybe we'll disrespect that. Maybe we will respect it. Maybe it'll fit perfectly within our hexagonal grid and it'll be the center of one of our hexagons and then we won't have to touch it. And we can just say, historical site preserved. But I think the odds of that are pretty slim. What we might even want to do is this lake here. I'm thinking when it comes time to deal with this space, what we'll do is probably get rid of this natural lake, build our hexagon, and then build a lake feature in the middle of the hexagon. This way we can preserve the feel of that hexagon, of that lake, without actually preserving that lake. Alright, students are going to school, people are moving in, bank account is draining ever so slowly. We might need to raise taxes, which is always such a terrible thing to have to do at the start of the game. We've already got businesses with not enough customers. So what I might do about that is take some of the houses in this area here and increase their density to the point where hopefully this business starts to get more customers out of it. I'm appalled at how healthcare is run in this city. You know what? We could just not have one. We could just not have one of these. It's full of medicine. It has additional space for more people than we could possibly ever need. Nobody's sick, so the vehicles haven't gone out. We're operating at 107% efficiency. What do you want from me? I can't even increase the budget on it at this point. High rent. This house is already complaining about rent. Their household wealth is wretched. We have somebody who is sleeping. I guess it is just after midnight. Fair enough. Your teen's at school, though, just after midnight. And this child is also wretched. That's somebody there will find a better job. Especially once these businesses start making more money. Which that turbine's right in the way, isn't it? The landfill is getting landfilled. Why is your issue not being solved? I'm also going to utilize this 8x simulation speed whenever we can. I'm sure we won't be able to forever. But for now, why not? For as long as we can, we will utilize that higher. As long as I remember to. We're already a large village, the higher simulation speed, just because it's a little bit faster than 3. I still see an issue where we don't have enough customers there, so I'm going to upgrade a few of these as well. And then where do we actually have demand for some business? These guys are doing great. We have quite a bit of demand here. And then stone mining. Stone mining is probably a great idea to get started. So I'm going to take this turbine, I'm going to move it over here because I want to put a stone mine there. We'll just run the line from where it used to be to where it is. Almost. We'll almost do that. Apparently I left a little bit of dangling bit here. There we go. And this just creates another place for people to work. And let's put it on the far side. I don't know if that affects where the pollution comes from. Maybe it does. I'd like to do this without the overlay, thank you. Since this is an industry that doesn't actually require natural resources, the world is made of rock. We take over that whole hexagon there. That whole hex is now for stone mining, which is great news for Colossal Ore, who owns this building and is already about to hit level 3. What a profitable endeavor their business is. Alright, we're going to need fire coverage. So this one here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put fire coverage in here, and then I'm also going to put police coverage in this one, I think, because we can. We'll just put them, we'll leave a little bit of space between them. Maybe we'll run a pedestrian path. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something like that, and then I'll connect it up wherever this looks good, right down the middle if possible. And then I don't even think I want to connect these up to each other. I think if we're going to do anything, we'll just run a pedestrian path between them. Is that connected? So we'll do that, and then we'll do that, and then maybe we'll run one right to the corner here-ish. Not quite touching the way that we need it to. There we go, and that'll do fine there. And then I'm going to get rid of that intersection, that crosswalk. So now we have police coverage, now we have fire coverage. People should be absolutely thrilled to live here, although they are still complaining about the unreliable healthcare coverage. It's very expensive for us, but I am going to increase the budget here. And I'll just hope it actually pays off. We'll see what happens. Where do we have some commercial demand that we can start to take advantage of? How about right there we do that, and then we'll fill this in with some medium density housing. And do we have any commercial elsewhere that isn't... Yeah, this isn't really getting the full benefit of being what it is. I'm going to replace these with row houses, just because it's a little bit more dense, and we might be able to get more customers at these shops here. Right now I haven't turned off the traffic lights or I haven't changed the way the traffic lights function at any of the other intersections. I will if they start to look like they're getting bogged down, but right now they look like they're running just fine. So I'm not going to mess with them yet. Looks like we still have more commercial demand, but we don't even have maximum employment for a lot of these places. This place here still doesn't have enough customers. And I think the only way that I can fix that is by getting rid of these houses as well and turning them into medium density and just hoping that starts to fulfill whatever this is. It sells meals. Are they maybe just too close to competitors that also sell meals? It doesn't look like it. No, I would say they aren't. There's not really a better place to go for meals. People just don't want to eat at Almost Meat. It's owned by Fry's. Oh, it is Fry's. The place is called Fry's. Maybe they just sell fries. People just don't want fries. Maybe sell something else. I don't know. I don't know what to do about your business. It's leveling up, and it's providing jobs. Population is still booming. People are moving in. There's still unemployment, but we still have unfilled jobs, so that's just people, probably students, maybe kids count toward the unemployment number. I just noticed that I think I want to run another pedestrian path here. I don't want to wipe out too many homes. I don't mind wiping out one business. That's fine. They probably weren't doing that well anyway. They're not all gas stations. 2 of them are gas stations though. And these little guys, they probably get a ton of little boxes. They sell plastic. This little vehicle store. I was going to say they get a lot of traffic from the school nearby, but probably not actually now that I'm thinking about it. These places sell clothing. They might. There's a high school here. There's probably a lot of teenagers. I don't know why the data is saying that more people are dying than usual. Also, we seem to be doing okay without doing hexagon roundabouts so far, so we might not need to change that. Oh, we do have a little bit of a traffic pile up here. What's going on here? What if we change this to advanced split phasing? Again, I don't know what that does. Sometimes it makes things work better. Maybe that's needed for the always green right turns. I don't know. This is the only way into the city right now. It's a pretty chilly summer's day, 14 degrees Celsius. Alright, we still have a problem where this business just doesn't feel like they've got enough customers, so I don't know how to help you. Maybe we... Oh, there's the Polaris Suites unlocked. That might help. If we put the Polaris Suites near you and you still can't turn a profit, this is now your problem. This is probably as close as I'm willing to put it to the industrial zone as well. They're profitable. This place makes money, so I don't know why they're complaining. This company is struggling due to a lack of customers. I think that's a lie. I honestly think they're lying. We're gonna put some offices over there in the industrial sector. And then we might even set up some logging, because look how many trees we have here. I might fill this, maybe we fill this in with more trees first. Oh, we also got a new water tool. This is a mod. I haven't used it yet. I don't want to use it yet because I don't want to break anything. But it exists. I just wanted you to be aware that it exists. What kind of trees are these by default? Alder? They all alder? Alder and oak? Oh, we've also unlocked parks, so that's going to be exciting too. Alder and oak. Okay, we have oak. Uh-oh. Turning on anarchy for that means that it can place them on the roads. I didn't know that's what that would do. Let's get rid of those. That's my bad. I thought it would just let me place them better. Alder. Those are European trees, I think. So that is now a very dense tree area for us to immediately put in a business that chops down trees. They probably won't chop down the baby trees until they've had a chance to grow, I think. If they were a smart business, at least. Alright, another industrial hexagon set up, ready to go, ready for business. And we did unlock some low-rent housing, and I think we're only going to put in one building for this. Well, 2 buildings, apparently, because they almost never last. This place is still struggling, apparently, but also still doing okay, still upgrading. So I really don't know what to do about that. Just get better at business. Okay, that house is... there's nobody living there. Might even just replace that one with a little business. A little store. See what kind of industrial structures crop up over here. This land isn't quite leveled out yet, so these will be temporary. Probably push the terrain back up against them as well. How are we doing for power? We're not purchasing from the grid yet, are we? No. Now, transportation. Maybe we want to get buses early, and then we could even use some bus lines that cut through hexagons just for the sake of efficiency. Obviously not there because there's a thing in the way, but there might be a case to make for places for buses to be doing something like that. Now, the problem with these bus lines is people will use them with their cars if they think it's more efficient for them. So maybe we won't do that. I don't know. I do think public transit is going to be important for us, though, at some point. Dog park. Yeah, let's put in the dog park. You know what? We'll put in a small plaza across the street from this struggling business in the hopes that it will attract more people to come to this part of town to enjoy some fries while they sit in the plaza. And if you still can't make that work, then maybe you need to sell more than just fries. I was trying to think, I was like, what places can you get just fries? The only place that comes to mind is like New York fries, but I'm pretty sure they sell more than just fries. I haven't had New York fries in a long time. Pretty sure I got a chili at a New York fries once. Regardless, I see people going in here. Or idling outside. Now they're leaving. Okay, they changed their mind. This person is unemployed and does not want to go to fries. Our unemployment is sitting at 17%, but not every job is filled. So that's interesting. We do have a lot of customers down here, so we'll put in some more businesses there. We do have room for industry over here. Let's plug in a little bit there, and then maybe a little bit here and out here as well. These are sacrificial businesses, sacrificial industrial business. Lots of places dealing with rock, because we do have rock within the city. I'm surprised to not see... okay, this place turns timber into furniture. That's good. Of course, I don't know where they're getting the timber from. We don't have anywhere that turns wood into timber as far as I can see. Oh, yes we do. Pile static. Wonderful. Whoa, what is that? Oh, no. Go away. Please go. Oh, thank you. Thank you for going. Appreciate you. Okay, this house here. Go away. You're now business. You don't want to live there? Fine. You're a business. I don't know. This place, this fries seems to do alright. What are people unhappy about? It says the happiness is going down, but there's no reason. Just because it's already so high, it has to go somewhere. Can't go any higher. Has to go down. All these houses with hockey or soccer nets in the backyard, and they're all facing the fence. None of them can be used. They're just stored. Well, these guys got rid of their fence and their hockey net. I don't know if they had one, but they don't now. I would say this city is already flourishing. It is already doing so well. I'm even going to put more low rent housing there. And then I'm going to cram more medium density housing over here to help out these businesses. Unemployment continues to be high. I think there's just not enough work for people at the specific skill level now is what we've done. It's a problem that should fix itself. Anywhere else that we need more walking paths? Could probably put some out here in the industrial area. I don't know if they're necessary. What's going on over here? There's an accident. Completely... Nope, they're fine. It got better. I say it's completely disconnected from us. I like this, the way that this has been installed as a square. It's copy and pasted without the trees, where the trees were put in later. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how this map was made. I know how these hexagons were made. That's all that matters. Alright, I think this is a good place for us to take a short break from our Hexagon City. Right now, I think this is already a better start than the original Hexagon City. We learned a lot from that. We'll probably have to think about this single entrance into the city, find a better way to incorporate that at some point, or possibly do upgrades to our existing hexagons, although I don't know if we will need to. We do support traffic going in both directions, but yeah, maybe we will need to think about one-way streets at some point in the future, just to get rid of the traffic light and to allow the traffic to flow. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. For now, though, if you're enjoying this, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button to leave a like on this video. Leave a like for a proper Hexagon City that hasn't devolved into just filling these in as triangles and making a secret triangle city, which is way less efficient. Leave a comment and let me know that you appreciate the fact that this is a proper Hexagon City and not just a glorified triangle city. And if you really enjoy it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell for notification. Alright, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here and watching me stumble about making new cities and recreating old cities. I hope you've enjoyed your time here. I hope I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now.